Okay, you ready? Mm-hmm. Christina, can you please describe your current work? How do you begin your projects? And how do you undertake research?
I don't know. Wait, give me 1 second. I do know.
Okay, so it turns out I didn't say a lot while we were recording each other, so I've decided to record myself now and put it in. Hope this is a little more informative. Okay, ciao. I was given this book, simply titled Video Art. It was given to me by a tutor I once had during my undergrad. This book was my Bible. It's been the starting point of every research project I've had and every work I've done since I received it. I have visited the library in the past, but it's definitely not my primary choice for research. The university's database is quite resourceful. Most of the time, there'll be an idea that I find really interesting, and I'll try to explain that idea in a visual way. That kind of process then makes up the work. Other times, I get caught up in the technology of things. There are like certain things that I've created in my mind. Now I have to see what this would look like if I was to really make it, and then that kind of becomes the driving force behind making the work.
What is the role of failure in your project? You should repeat what I say as well.
Oh, yeah.
Failure has never really fazed me. I mean, of course, I wonder whether what I'm doing is any good or if people like it, and that kind of thought tends to freak me out a little bit. But in terms of setting out to do something and literally failing at that, I think I compensate for my lack of effort sometimes and incorporate the possibility of failure into the work. That way I'm safe either way. Also, I found failure to be quite useful. In fact, this current work is all about failure. Of course, there's also the whole you fail and you learn thing. I'd say that's how I work. Yeah, definitely. Except I never get to go back to fix what didn't work out. Instead, I kind of embrace it.
Where do you work and what does your studio look like?
Currently I have a bit of space at Articulate Project Space as part of a group show called Solidarity. The show consists of artists using the gallery space as a studio. I've titled my work there Student Struggles with Honours, and I plan to record most of my grad work in that space.
Question, please.
Oh, you ready? Next question. Experimentation is a process. Are you conscious of a particular process of experimentation in your practice? And can you give an example of this process?
I'm not sure if this is particularly a process or just a medium, but I definitely think in moving images. All my ideas come in the form of moving images, and the experimenting then would be with different ways of filming, different effects, different programs. I realized too that I only work with what's immediately available to me. You know when people say limitation is like a good thing for creativity? I always try to use that. I always try to use whatever I have, because you could kind of always find a way to do something. And I think if you kind of just focus on doing it the quickest and easiest way, it kind of makes sense to just do it that way. But otherwise, for me anyway, I always get caught up in, what material is this going to be? What color is this going to be? Where exactly is this going to be? Do I do this or do I do that? Or, if there's only one kind of choice, like there's only one simplest, easiest choice, cheapest even. There's one cheapest choice, and then that's the one I'm just going to go with. If the work heavily relies on a certain material, then of course this process won't apply. But most of the time the work is about an idea, and if it's about an idea, then it's about expressing that idea, and then it just becomes about the quickest and easiest, cheapest way to do something. I forgot to answer the first question, so really quickly. My current work is titled Art Student Struggles with the Everyday. The self-referential work consists of me recording my own process of making, or rather struggling to make, the grad work. The video documentation of the process then becomes the final work itself.
Nice.
Don't judge. Piety is a very attractive quality.